Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Myself Kusuma, studying in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today we'll be discussing about research. Let us move on to the contents. Meaning of the research, objectives of the engineering research, motivation in the engineering research, types of the engineering research. Let us see the meaning of the research. Research is defined as the creation of the new knowledge and or the use of the existing knowledge in a new and creative way so as to generate new concepts, methodologies and understandings. This could include synthesis and analysis of the previous research to the extent that it leads to the new and creative outcomes. This definition of the research is consistent with the broad notion of the research and experimental development as comprising of creative work undertaken on the systematic basis in order to increase the stock knowledge, including knowledge of the humanity, culture and society, and the use of this stock of the knowledge to devise new applications. Research is not just about the reading a lot of books and finding a lot of gathering a lot of existing information. It is instead adding maybe a small and specific yet original contribution to that of the existing body of the knowledge. So, research is about how one poses a question which has relevance to the world what we are living in. And while looking for that answer, one has to be as systematic as one can be. There must be a balance between what is achievable in a research program with a finite endpoint and also the contribution it is going to make. The objectives of the good research program is to try and gain insight into something, or indeed to try and solve a problem. Good research questions develop throughout the project actually, and one can even keep the modifying them. This is the research flow diagram. It includes the practical problem and it motivates the research question, then research project, finally the result and the answer. Research is the process of creating or formulating the knowledge that does not yet exist. Explains that the research cycle starts with basically a practical problem. One must be clear what the problem being attempted to solve is and why it is important. This problem motivates the research questions without which one can tend to get lost in a giant swamp of the information. The question helps one zero in onto manageable volume of the information and in turn defines the research project, which is an activity or the set of the activities that ultimately leads to the result or answer, which is in turn helps to solve the practical problems that one started within the first as shown in the figure. Next we move on to the objectives of the engineering research. The purpose of the research is to discover answers to the questions through the application of the scientific procedures. The main aim of the research is to find out the truth which is hidden and which has not been discovered as yet. Research objectives fall into following broad groupings. The gain familiarity with the phenomenon or to achieve the new insight into it. That is known as the exploratory or formulative research studies. To determine the frequency with which something occurs or with which it is associated with something else. That is known as the diagnostic research studies. To test the hypothesis of a causal relationship between variables, known as the hypothesis testing research studies. Why do people aspire for the research? So why research is important? What makes them to undertake the research? This motivation is of the fundamental importance. The possible motivates for doing research may be either one or more of the following. Aspire to get a research degree along with the career benefits. Aspire to take up the challenge in solving the unsolved problems. Desire to get the intellectual joy of doing a creative work. Aspire to do the research to serve the society. Seek to get the recognition and respect and many other. Many more unlisted factors such as the directives of the government, employment conditions, curiosity about new things, social thinking and awakening and the like me as well motivates or compel people to do the research. Next we move on to the motivation in the engineering research. The possible motivates may be the result of one or the more following results. Studies have shown that intrinsic motivations like interest, challenge, learning, meaning, and purpose are linked to the strong creative performance. Extrinsic motivating factors like rewards for the good work include money, fame, awards, praise, and status are very strong motivators but may block creativity. For example, research outcome may enable obtaining a patent, which is a good way to become rich and the famous. Influences from the others like competition, collaboration, commitment, and encouragement are also motivating factors in the research. For example, my friends are all doing the research and so should I. Or a person that I dislike is doing well and I want to do the better. Personal motivation in solving unsolved problems, intellectual joy, service to the commitment, and respectability are all driving factors. The following factors would be a mix of the extrinsic and intrinsic aspects. Wanting to do better than what has been achieved in the world, improve the state of the art in the technology, contribute to the improvement of the society, fulfillment of the historical legacy in the immediate socio-cultural context. Several other factors like government directives, funding opportunities in certain areas and terms of the employment can motivate the people to get involved in engineering research. Next, we move on to the types of the engineering research. The different types of the research are descriptive versus analytical. Descriptive research includes comparative and correlational methods and fact-finding inquiries to effectively describe the present state of the art. The researcher holds no control over the variables, rather only report as it is. Descriptive research also includes the attempts to determine the causes even though the variables cannot be controlled. On the contrary, in analytical research, already available facts for analysis and critical evaluation are utilized. Some research studies can be descriptive and analytical. Second one is applied versus fundamental research. Research can either be applied research or the fundamental research. Applied research seeks to solve an immediate problem facing the organization, whereas the fundamental research is concerned with the generalizations and formulation of a theory. Research concerning the natural phenomena or relating the pure mathematics are the examples of the fundamental research. Research to identify social or economic trends or those that finding out whether certain communications will be read and understood are examples of the applied research. The primary objectives of the applied research is to determine a solution for compelling the problems in actual practice, while the basic research is aimed at seeking the information which could have the broad base of the applications in the medium to the long term. And the last one is quantitative versus qualitative research. Quantitative research uses statistical observations of a sufficiently large number of the representative cases to draw any conclusions, while in the case of the qualitative research, rely on the few non-representative cases or a verbal narrative in behavioral studies such as the clustering effect in the intersections in transportation engineers to make a proposition. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel.